Hey, if you are watching this portion of the video, then I'm assuming you're on the replay. So I'm so happy that you're here. And today we're going to be watercolor hand lettering. We're going to kind of do a mix of the two. So let me know, even if you're watching the replay, I would love to know that you're here and that you were able to watch today. And in the description, I have a list of ways that we can work together. And I just am so happy that you're here. All right. And if you're live, as you hop on, let me know where you're watching from. And this today will be a little bit different. I have done a reel on one of these, but I've never done it while live. And so this should be really fun. I'm a little nervous about doing it live, but we have this watercolor pad. Hey, Jamie, that I got from Hobby Lobby. This is a Master's Touch brand. And this pad is just full of postcard, not poster card, postcard-sized watercolor pages. And you can actually buy, I've shown it before, but you can buy postcard watercolor pads, but this one is a little different. It's a little bit cheaper to do it this way. So you see, I probably got this on Hobby Lobby sale. You know how they do. And so these are the same size. And I'm going to tear some out and we're going to do some fun little Christmas, quick artsy things and then add a little lettering onto it. Oh, I thought I tore out more than that to get them ready to send to a friend for Christmas. I think handmade is so fun to get in the mail and it's just like a nice little touch. You know, let me know, do you do Christmas cards with your family, pictures every year? I have always struggled with that. We did do it our first year that we were married. We didn't have kids at the time, so it was really probably a boring card for people to receive, but I always get nervous that I'm going to leave someone out, so I just don't do them at all. It's like it paralyzes me. So do you do Christmas cards as a tradition? All right, I'm going to hop over here with, I did practice this a little bit before I started, but I have some water and I have some paintbrushes, and so I'm going to be using this just to get my markers wet here in just a minute. Let me show you what else I did. So I got this Ziploc bag, and this is going to be a pad for you. So this is where you will deposit regular Crayola markers. We're going to just deposit the ink onto the Ziploc. I'm going to get a lot going so that I don't have to worry about running out. And then my red, I wish I had this color in this size. This is a lot bigger. But the red I'm going to put over here. And what you will see me do is take this water and paintbrush and I'm going to dab it in to get it wet. So you see all that and how pretty and how it turns it into that watercolor. I'm going to do the same for the green with another brush. And that's the pad I'm going to be working on. But I am going to kind of move it out of the screen so that you can watch me here. And I'm doing like a little holly leaf with some holly berries to get started. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Making sure you can see everything. I am just going to do a little bit here, maybe 3 berries. Can y'all see that pretty good? And I like it to dry with like a little bit of pooling to kind of give a little bit of shadowing. So I might keep one area a little thicker than the other, but I'm going to work on 3 berries. And then this is not all there will be. We're going to come in a minute and it's going to have black lines around it. Just watch it come to life. I really think this is a super simple technique that you can do. So now I'm going to come in with that green and I'm just going to go in a leaf fashion. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I can go this way. I can make that leaf come off the page even, but you're just going to kind of keep it in that leaf look. I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to come off the page with it. This one, let's go here and just move that paint around, and it dries fairly fast, but to make it a little bit darker, I'm going to come back in with some more on that second one and just kind of go all around. Fill it in. And just keep that outer edge looking like a leaf. And I'm leaving space down here so that I can add my lettering in a minute. This one's going to kind of look a little funky, but that's okay. And as you see, it's coming along, but it's not going to form up until I get the lines on it. All right, but even so, oh, I got a little smudge right there, but that's okay too, because I'm going to add in a bunch of lines and it's going to look really fun. Let's see. How are y'all doing this morning? Or if you're watching the replay, this evening. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for just a minute. You know what? I'm going to work on another one while that one dries. And then as soon as it dries, we can come back in with that pen. Okay. This time, let's see. I'm going to put my lettering down here in the corner. So let me just do I wanted to say cherries. They're not going to be cherries. I'll just do 3. And look how fast you can do this. I haven't played with this a ton. Oh, I did say I wanted to add a little bit more to this. Let me do that. I'm sorry. Let me do that because I want it to be a little darker green than what it was. And y'all, this is like, you probably have these tools at your house. If you have a paintbrush, a Crayola marker, the only thing you'd be lacking is this paper. This is a super budget-friendly project. And I mean, you get so many. This would be a fun class to do with, I was going to say girls, but you know, I have boys. We could do this. There's no problem there. But a fun class you could do with a group of kids so that they could send Christmas cards that they had done on their own. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Penny. Oh, no, I hate to hear that. Okay, I'm going to have to add a little bit. If you just tuned in, what I'm working on over here is a Ziploc bag. And I use it as my wet pad for the ink. So I'm just putting the marker ink on there. And then I dip in the water right here. And then come over the top and get my ink. Okay. That'll have a little bit of dried up spots, but that's okay. I love working with watercolor because it's imperfect, like my name. You don't have to be perfect with it. And when we add in those lines, you'll see how you can shape everything back up. So, okay. That's the only thing. I wish I had a bigger marker for this green because I'm using up so much. Okay, for this side, let's do it right here. Again, just going to kind of come off the page. Let's just fill that out. Thanks, Jamie. All right. I think, okay, and for this one, I'm also going to add in some things here and there, so just wait on that. But for now, I'm going to swap over to this one and watch how easy this is to bring to life. So you do not have to have this kind of pen, but this is that Tombow hard tip pen, hey, Becky, that I love. And I'm just going to come in and outline all the things. And this is going to tie into our lettering. And I like to kind of go around a couple times. Just kind of gives it more of like a little artsy feel. And you don't want to get perfect with it. See how it's, you know, just kind of even squigglies. All right. And then we're going to just kind of outline all around. Not being perfect with it, but it's bringing that to life. Here we go. I actually kind of love that red bled a little bit. It makes it imperfect. And then I'm going to give it a good center line. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, and y'all, I haven't even talked about this, but I did a holiday market last week and I got this toy soldier t-shirt. Isn't it so cute? And I was blown away. Like, have y'all noticed I mean, not toy soldier, nutcracker. Nutcracker. These things were everywhere at that show. Have y'all noticed this nutcracker trend? It kind of blows my mind. I was like, did I miss the memo here? Because they're everywhere and they're so cute. Okay, automatically like brought to life and it's beautiful. But let's add in some swirlies for fun. Maybe even a little laurel. Ah, I didn't even mean to spin that. Okay, let's do another one. Y'all, these are like the most simple things you can do. There's one thing about this page I want you to know. If you're new here, we don't do a bunch of fancy stuff. I mean, this is starting to look fancy, but it's not my norm. I'm real simple around these parts. Okay, so do they make Tombow permanent markers that will not bleed with the watercolor? Oh, the zippy bag hack, Dana. Sorry, I got distracted. That's so funny because I was like, zippy bag. What's a zippy bag? And then Ziploc. Yes, I get it. So I don't know if they do or not, but this is that hard tip pen, and with everything being dry, it doesn't bleed. So you wouldn't have to worry there. Okay, maybe another little sprig here. And then I'm going to do Merry Christmas right here. And then I had someone, if it is you and you are on this live, please let me know because I cannot remember my Facebook messages, y'all. They get buried sometimes. So please can y'all see that? Please be patient with me getting back to you through Facebook Messenger. If you have something that's really important, I suggest emailing me, Danielle@imperfectdust.com. But someone asked me to do walking in a winter wonderland. So I'm going to do that on another postcard. Okay, someone just asked if I have, hey, Judy, an Amazon site. Oh, look, y'all. I didn't plan this, but let's do it. Look at that. That's fun. I love it when stuff like that happens. So I do have an Amazon. Oh, Judy, yay, it's you. Okay, I'm going to do a card here in just a minute with it, but I can also like turn it into a template. So I just wanted to kind of practice that here on a live. And then look, since I have some room and this is going to be going to someone, I'm going to do Merry Christmas to you. Wouldn't that be so fun to get in the mail from someone and know that they had made it just for you? Love it. Okay, let's see. There we go. Oh, how cute. Okay, everything's mirrored on here, so it's a little bit funky for me. Okay, so that one, and then I have this one still up here, and then I want to do one up and down and do Walking in a Winter Wonderland. Okay, but you saw the method. I'm just going to come in, outline. We can even do like that. Here we go. So simple, nothing to it. Because you're really just daubing those on there and then bringing them to life with your lines. If you can draw a circle and some squiggles, you got this. Okay, and then this one I'll do a little bit. Let's see, what could I write on this one? Postcards are less to send than regular cards. Okay, so yeah, that's so true. That's a very good point. Because you know what I didn't think about? Well, I guess you put the stamp on the back side. So you could write your little letter and then put your stamp. Now they, like I said, they have these in postcard, like the whole back is done with the lines and postcard ready. But I didn't have any of those on me, and these work just as well. So, but you can buy a whole pack of them at Hobby Lobby as watercolor postcards is what they're called. But they're by a different brand. It's called Strathmore. If you ask your Hobby Lobby person, they can probably point you in the right direction. All right, let me do some loopies. And I'm going to do, let's see. How about Holly Jolly? Or, yeah, because it's a holly leaf. I didn't even mean that. Okay, I'm going to get to where you can see, let's do half. And then I'm going to do, okay, now this is that Tombow hard tip, so I can come in and add the thickness on the downstroke to give it more of that brush pen look. So let's go down there. And then I'm going to do this. I'm not going to connect my L to that O. If there's one thing you learn from me, I hope it's that you just have freedom in your modern calligraphy is not traditional calligraphy. So have fun with it whenever you're designing and making, and don't feel like you have to. I mean, yes, you follow the number one rule to follow is thick downstrokes and thin upstrokes. If you follow those rules, you'll be, just fine. Have a holly, and then let's close that O up again. But see, this is what I call drawing the bones of the letter, or the word actually. And then we just come in on those downstrokes, make them thicker, and bring them to life. A lot like that holly leaf where we just added in those outlines. This is going to bring your letters to life if you add in that thickness to the downstroke. And if you are brand new to this page or to lettering in general, I have a beginner's class that you can check out. It's, if you comment beginner, it will send you the link to that class. And I would love to teach you in there. It is all pre-recorded, but it's like this side by side with me, like split screen. I'm walking you through the alphabet 3 different ways, and it's really, really detailed. We go over connecting words, connecting letters, like double letters and things that are a little bit tricky. Go through all of that, and we walk through how to lay it out. Like, why did I choose to do have a in print? Like, we have a whole brainstorming session with the lettering. All right. And then I'm going to get really loopy with this S down here. Oh, how fun. I even have a digital dust design this month that says this, but it doesn't look like this. Okay. All right. Oh, thanks, Jamie. Look, because you wrote that, you may actually get a link, because I think anytime somebody says beginner, you're going to get a link. But sorry about that. It just, man, that system has really helped me so much, because sometimes I will wake up and I'll have comments on Facebook like, I want to take your class, but this way it comes immediate and people don't have to wait for it. Okay, so here I had that other loop right here in the center, and you just want to be careful not to close up that loop when you're adding in your thickness. So another big tip is to make sure, and I say this tons of times in the class, make sure you give yourself space when you draw your bones of your letters. Because, and I'm big time on this, I don't have my workbook in here. That's another thing. You can add the workbook onto your class, but the class and the workbook don't necessarily, like, I don't walk through the workbook in the class. But one huge spread in the workbook says space it out. Like, space is a big deal when it comes to this method, because you want to make sure you have the space to come in and add that thickness and not make the whole thing thick. So you can add that workbook onto the class, or if you just want the workbook and you're like, I don't really want to take a class, I just want to get started with the workbook, you can comment workbook for that. Okay, I'm going to come up right here, and then let's keep that same thing going with that big loop. Okay, so see how big I'm giving myself the space to be able to come in. I'm going to add thickness here, here, and then S. I'm going to stay on that outside just so I make sure I'm not closing up that upstroke right there. And then here I have room in that loop, so I came in on the inside. That's another thing that we talk about a lot in the class, is your bones will determine, the bones you lay down will determine where that thickness goes. So here we go. All right. I feel like the half A, now that all of this has been added, like there's added thickness, I feel like the half A could be thicker. So this is going to be a little sideways for y'all, but I'm going to come in and I'm just going to add thickness to the downstrokes, even on the print words. So in the class, it's not just this type of lettering. I do go over print letters, numbers, banners, all those sorts of things too. But here you'll see same method. I'm just coming in on those downstrokes and giving it a little thickness so that it matches all that we just did with those cursive letters too. Okay. What do y'all think? Okay, I feel like there's some dead space right here. So let's do this. All right. Oh my goodness. I love it so much. Okay, here it is up here. So cute. Okay, now let's do something with blue for like walking in a winter wonderland. Oh, and I also want to show you the difference. So this one, I did not come in and add thickness at all. And this one I did. Which one do you like the best? Even if you're here watching the replay, let me know which one do you like. Well, I kind of like the leaves on this one better, but I like the lettering on this one better. So say number 1 or number 2, or you can of course say both. Hey, Angela. Oh, that's so awesome. Angela just joined the class. And look, here's the thing about the class. It is yours forever. So you have unlimited access to it, lifetime access, and you can go in and practice anytime. There's even some practice sheets that are included with the class. If you want extra practice, the workbook is great, but you will learn all that you need to know. Like that is how I started my business, was with that method. You will be able to branch off from that and do bigger projects because this method works with paint pens and chalk and all the things. So, okay, Holly Jolly, and you have the class in the book. Okay, Judy, did you enjoy the class? Oh, I love it that you're here. Okay, I'm going to put these two to the side. What could we do with blue? Oh, the only problem is, oh, I do have some water for rinsing these out because I've only got 2. I know what I could do. I could do a blue, like a light blue and dark blue mixed background if I have the markers in here. Oh, I don't know, because then I could write Walking in a Winter Wonderland in white. But I only have, okay, you know what? I don't have any other Crayolas I thought I did in here. Oh, wait, they're over there. Be right back. Okay, thicker lines. The leaves look like a close-up of each other. Okay, yeah. I like it. Okay, hold on. Be right back. Well, I did have some Crayolas, but they're not blue, so that's not going to do. Oh, here they are. Yes. Okay, here's the blue. We're going to do that. And then I've got, these are Posca paint pens, and I've got a white paint pen here too with Posca. These are my favorite paint pens now. They are Posca brand. I got them in a huge pack. These are fine tip, but I also have medium tip. The medium, I'll show you the difference. Hey, Betty, I'm so happy you're here. Okay, Sarah Lynn likes both and love the downstrokes with thickness. So here's the difference in the medium and the fine tip. There's, well, see how much smaller that fine tip is? That's going to be great for detailing, or if you have a really small project. I'm going to put that over here because we will do some detailing with that white. Okay, let me get situated. I'm going to pull out another watercolor sheet and get these. They might have a little bleed left over from the other colors, but that's okay. I'm going to do just a blue background that's kind of swishy. It's not going to have form like these letters did. And oh, if you're just tuning in, I'm scribbling on this paper, and then I'm going to add a little bit of water. to give myself something to work with for the watercolor. So this is if you don't have watercolors, Crayola. Crayola is your best friend in a Ziploc bag. So you got this. All right. Let's just kind of swash. No real method to this other than laying down a background so that my lettering will show up here in a minute. Okay. I think I might do it up and down, like vertical versus a while ago doing it side to side. So I'm just giving myself a nice background. And then, oh, I think it would be so cute to add in some white snowflakes. So let's even spread this out a little more. Okay, I'm going to kind of bring it down. I'm glad that this dries fast because I did not bring a hairdryer in here. I cannot stand doing a hairdryer on a live. Okay. Karen said she likes both. Sarah Lynn. Okay, I hope that you got a link to the class and that you love it. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to blow it a little bit. That way we don't have to listen to a hairdryer. Okay. It's a little bit still damp, but in the meantime, I'll make sure that my paint pen is prepped and ready to go. When you do it fast like this, you can pretty much guarantee, though, that you are going to have some blue that's going to rub off onto the tip, but that's okay. I would rather not make y'all wait. Okay. I'm using another watercolor postcard that I had to like dry off. I'm just using it to like daub and get that paint pen good and going. If you ever wonder, like, if my tip is getting too worn out, you can take this out and flip it around and get a fresh tip. But this one's pretty new. So let's do, okay, I'm going to think about this. I could actually get a pencil, but I'm going to go for it. Let's just go for it. All right. So I'm going to have walking in a winter wonderland. Man, I'm kind of thinking side to side might actually be better because walking is kind of wide. That's a pretty wide word for such a small thing. What do y'all think? Vertical or horizontal? I would love your input. I could make walking work up and down, but it may be easier to go side to side. Let's see. What y'all think? Wonderland's wide too. I agree. Okay, let's do side to side. Horizontal. Okay, and that's normally how they go. Landscape, there's the real word that we use, the landscape. Thanks, Angela. Okay, I'm going to go for it. We're going to have walking in a winter wonderland. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll get it. Okay. Oh, I'm nervous because I did not plan this out at all. Okay. I'm going to be quiet while I do this, y'all. Because you want to keep it all in the blue area so it shows up nice. So I'm pressing as I go. And this paper will absorb this paint. Can y'all see that pretty good? This paper will absorb this paint a little bit. So there is a chance I come in and do a second coat. But so far, so good. I'm coming in on all those downstrokes. So see why that method is so useful, because this is not a brush pen. So what we're doing is faking using a brush pen. So normally in in regular calligraphy, because this is faux, but normally the amount of pressure that you apply determines the thickness of the stroke. But since we don't have a brush pen and we're using this type, that thickness is added in after. So I'm going to come in there, add my dot. And again, notice the stretched out, the way the word is stretched out, But then, as I add the thickness, it's coming closer together. But that space in the beginning is absolutely necessary so you can add in the thickness. All right. And one thing that I like to say, I haven't said it yet on this live, is to retrace in a new place. Okay. This is not showing up great. Maybe it's just on the camera, but okay. I got a little bit more to the right on this, so this is what I'm going to do. This is a little hack. If you think, oh, I'm off center, well, is there anything you can do like a flourish that will balance it out? Now, nobody's any the wiser. If they saw the end result, they wouldn't realize that I didn't center it good in the beginning. So, okay, walking. Let's do winter. I'm going to do winter first, and then I'm going to let NA kind of just be put in afterwards. So I'm going to do this. Let's come into the thickness on those. And I'm going to have to fit that in. So it's going to be kind of weird looking, but just trust me. I'm going to be able to add in NA. You can kind of see the different colors of the whites as it dries. I'm going to actually go all the way up and do NA right here. You'll see the lighter white, and this will start fading away as it dries up. Oh, and I was going to ask again. Yes, retrace in a new place. Hey, Jeremiah Dreams. Okay, I see that is probably a business name. So what's your name? Okay, I'm going to come this way and over. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do in. A. You have to get creative when you're working with small spaces. But then I cross that T as a filler. Okay, Teresa, yay, I'm happy to know your name. All right, walking in a winter. So now see how that's kind of hugging each other? This could be a little darker. But again, you may end up coming in with a second coat. All right, Wonderland, you're right. That is going to be so long. Here we go. We're going to try it out. I hope this works. I'm going to keep that same type of W because sometimes I do pointy W's, but I'm going to keep the same style as we're going. I'm going to close up this O and come across. D is just going to be... See, I could come across like that, but I think I'm going to do it normal. All right, now I'm going to kind of make sure I stretch it all the way across. Normally, when I'm working with paint pens, I'm thickening up as I go, but this is drying so fast that I'm not concerned. Okay, now I'm going to come across, down, and up. We did it. And I'm nervous. I was nervous about the stretching it across. Okay, but I'm going to add in some snowflakes right here in that dead space. But now let's come in and thicken up. And yay, it's working out. And you were holding your breath. I promise you, I was too. Okay, here we go. I'm going to press a little, get that ink. Not ink. This is paint. You're going to keep that paint flowing really good by pressing because that's how these paint pens work. That's why I love the Poscas the best. And if you comment resources, it'll send you a link to my website, which is just learnwithdanielle.com/resources. Hey, Carol, and it will have a link to these pens and these Tombow pens that I used earlier that I love. These are perfect for the workbook. They do not bleed. These are perfect for Bible journaling. They don't bleed with your Bible pages. I love these. They're so good. And anyway, I forgot to tell y'all that. Hey, Mandy. And so if you comment that, it'll send you the link to the pens. It'll give you free practice papers. And there's like even a free iPhone wallpaper, all kinds of stuff. But way, it's so hard for me about sending the link to this whenever I get off of a live, so that will help you have a link to these Posca pens. I believe the ones that are linked there are the medium tip, but whenever you go, like when you click it and it sends you into Amazon, you'll be able to choose, medium, like a different style, but it'll at least get you there with this kind of brand. All right, I'm going to come across, down. I'm loving this. Actually, you know what? I will end up, if you're just tuning in, I will have ended up with lots of these postcards, and I don't have anybody specific to give them to. So if you will throw a heart, or I'll do it out of the hearts. So y'all do a heart. If you want to tap the arrow, that's wonderful, but it's not, you don't have to. But I will send these. That'll be perfect. And if I choose you, I'll let it run for like 24 hours. That way, even people on the replay will have a chance. And if I choose you, I'll message and ask for your address to send it to you. Oh, how fun would it be to get something like this in the mail and just like a little happy. So I'll encourage you to make one for someone you know and brighten their day. Okay, there is the rest. So this is where what we're working with, but this dead space, I'm definitely going to add some. Oh, yay. I didn't even expect hearts like that. I just meant, is there a way when you turn the, I don't know. I can't see it because I'm like using a thing, software, but there should be a like, you know how you like, heart, care for, all those things. Okay, so let's add in a little snowflake. This is more like a star. I don't really know what I'm doing. But again, we keep things so simple around here. Look, I'm going to do this. Just kind of that little thing that you learned in school. Just a little dot. Okay, and I'm going to come in on these spaces. Oh my goodness, this is turning out so cute. Okay. Oh, thanks, Shirley. And I love how this one kind of goes in a different direction than these. I mean, that's totally different, but how fun. Okay, another thing I could do, I've got a darker, oh gosh, this is my problem. I need to leave things alone, but I kind of want to keep tweaking them. So even this is like another Posca fine tip where I kind of want to add in a little bit of highlights. Let's do it. Why not? This is how it looks without. So this is cheese. In case I ruin it, this is my picture for it. Okay, so I'm going to move this to the side. This one's not ready yet. So this is how they come. And then I'm going to press and shake. You can press and shake. And I agree. It's never too much. Okay. I'm going to press and shake until that you'll start seeing the paint flow. It's coming. It's coming. Usually these are already prepped, but I haven't used this one yet. So I could even like outline in this blue color. I don't know. I really like it how it is. So I am kind of nervous that I'm going to mess it up. All right. I'm going to daub it. Come on. Come on. The people are waiting. Thanks, Chrissy. Thanks, Shirley. Okay, tried other brands of markers. Always go back to Posca and Tombow. Yes, and look, y'all know I used to sing the praises. Oh, look how close. That's like super close in color. I don't even know if that's going to, it doesn't even really show up because it's so close in color. I'm going to stop this one. Of course, this one's not ready to go either. But, what was I saying? Oh, y'all know I used to sing the praises of these, but that was mainly because I got them. Okay, Shirley, these pens, okay, so these are paint pens all around, except this one. Let's not talk about that one for a minute, and I'll explain what's going on. So when I first started making signs, I used chalk markers. I would take old picture frames, I would spray paint the back with chalkboard spray paint and use chalk markers. Well, chalk markers are a lot like paint pens when it comes to the tip. There's no flexibility. So there's like no flexibility in a paint pen, and you have to go in and add thickness on your own. You don't have the choice to press harder to make a thicker downstroke. So I had to learn this method this way because I was using those chalk markers. And then as time rocked on, I started doing wood signs. Well, even with wood signs, I needed to use paint pens, which this is the brand I was using at the time all the time. And its tip is very similar. And so that's the method that I've always used. Okay, I'm going to come in now with this and I'll talk while I do this. But these are all paint pens, whereas, okay, this is going to kind of make it pop a little more. Brush pens, kind of like what this is, but this is very, very little flexibility. That's why it's called a hard tip. There is a little flexibility, but not really. So you can still do that method, but on paper. And so these pens deal with paint. This is a water-based, well, I don't really know what it's made of. It just says water-based pigment ink. So it's ink. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, so you see how this drop shadow is kind of bringing the card more to life? Let me show you this. I'm pretending there is light casting a shadow. So we're going to say the light is coming from this direction. So the shadow is always going to fall on the left side. So here I am asking myself, okay, if a light were shining across from this direction, it's going to cast a shadow this way. So you could have your light come from this direction, but you would just need to make sure that where you shade is consistent with that. Does that make sense? Yeah, so in the beginning, I would just get my paint pens from Walmart, never really even looked online for supplies. So I always used painters because they're easy. They were at Walmart and, you know, I just would grab them from there. But a follower told me to try Posca. And at the time, you could not get them at Walmart, or at least not at my Walmart, but now you can. And so I'm so excited to tell you, you can find them there, or you can get them on Amazon and even other places online. But they are better to me in that they don't have to be pressed as much. That's just my personal opinion. I think that they are a lot smoother. Now, yeah, I still go to these sometimes because they're sometimes convenient for me to grab. But now that I have found that these, oh, I know another thing. Maybe these were a little less money-wise. I don't know. Okay. Penny, do you need to subscribe to my site to get the resources? No. So if you just comment resources, it'll send you a link, and all of that is just free information on my website. So you don't have to subscribe to anything to get it. I would love for y'all to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't ever talk about that on here, but that's something you can subscribe to. Okay, here I am again coming in on that left side. Look at that. It is helping those letters pop. Okay. You always do your drop shadow from the opposite direction. Okay, well, you know what, Mandy? I have noticed most do that. I have no idea. I cannot wrap my mind around doing it the other way. But I think you are in the majority and I'm in the minority. So you aren't doing anything wrong. But I have noticed, I have a friend, Carrie's Canvas, and she has beautiful lettering and she does a lot of drop shadow on hers. And I'm telling you, she does it the opposite of me. And I'm always like, okay, even right here, I messed that up, y'all. That drop shadow should be right there, not right here. Or I guess, I don't know. No, I should have drop shadowed right there. Okay. I'm going to come in on this. I'm going to go a little bit faster. Just kind of come around. There we go. If you do this, do you have a preference? I have a feeling whatever you choose is probably what you stick with. And no way is the wrong way. As long as it stays consistent, you can go on either side. Oh, I love it. I think I was nervous for nothing. But I would love your opinion. Do you like it better with or without? So here's without, here's with. What do you think? Again, no wrong answer, just preferences. But this is what's so fun about lettering. Just kind of go with what you want to do. There's just a few rules to follow, and you won't have to worry. Just do what you want. Like some people don't like this big loop in their R. You know, they like to do just up, down, over. Okay, with for sure. Some like it both ways. Okay, Dana said, oh, thank you, Tracy. She said, Posca markers don't explode or leak. Okay, that is a very good point because that can happen with some other brands. And like, okay, this one, I know there's plastic around this one. I guess maybe I've taken off the plastic. Anyway, it leaked around this area, but I haven't had that happen yet with Poscas, so hopefully it won't. All right, now I'm going to come here. I'm going to go a little bit faster on Wonderland, but I'm loving it. I think it really does add to. Oh, wow. It looks even, here's another tip, hack, whatever you want to call it. If you're ever like, oh, I don't think I can hand letter that good, then get away from it and do like this. And it's like, oh, it's not that bad. So whenever you get discouraged, just look further back. Because when you're up close with anything, it's going to look, you're going to see all the imperfections. But y'all, we like imperfections around here. That's what makes it handmade. But when it comes to your confidence with lettering, don't let the beginning stages stop you. Just like look at it from a distance and remember that people are always their worst judge. So like that you are your own worst judge, because what other people think looks good, you might not, but you're doing it. You're making progress every time. In my book, I have practice makes progress. Doesn't get you like, what is that? Practice makes perfect. That's not the case. Practice makes progress. I look back at the things I used to sell in the very beginning, and I think, who in the world bought these things from me? Like we are our own worst critic. Why couldn't I think of that word earlier? And so, but I had people buying my signs. So it couldn't have been that bad, but it really kind of was. It really kind of was bad. Okay, here we go. Come this way. I even look now at some work that I have licensed, like to the big stores, and think, how in the world did they choose those? Because over time, your hand lettering improves so much, and so I'm sure I will look back at this card and think that's trash one day. I don't know. Okay. But if you enjoy this, then don't let that overthinking stop you. Like, make the card, send it to the person. You're going to brighten up their day. They're not going to worry about, the imperfections. So what do y'all think? I am obsessed. Okay. I like without the shadow, but if I need emphasis, I'd use the shadowing. Depends on your purpose. Yes, I agree. You could do both. So here we go. We've got here this one. This is what we worked on today. So if you're just tuning in and you want to go back and catch the replay, these are the 3 cards that we did. Oh my goodness. I love them. I think I just love the simplicity of the project. If you have this little pad right here, watercolor pad, let's see how many pages, 15 sheets. So if you want to grab the grandkids, your kids, whatever little group you want to put together, even if you're wanting to do this for, I would think it would be great for like a ladies group at church. You could do Bible study and then pick one scripture to hand letter. Like the possibilities are endless with this little pad. So these are the sheets, and then use your Crayola marker with your Ziploc bag and a little bit of water and a paintbrush and your Tombow pen or a paint pen. And y'all, this is already dry. Like everything is good to go. Like I could pop these in the mail right now. So again, drop a heart, like do the little heart thing or comment hearts, whatever it is you want to do. And I will, oh yay, Dana, that's so awesome. And I will pick someone to send this to. Okay, let's see. Chrissy, yeah, they even have a whole thing of them without it being just watercolor. They have watercolor postcards. They just cost a little more, but the back has like a place for the stamp and a place to write your words. But yeah, okay, y'all. Well, I've got to go, but I had so much fun today, and I appreciate every single one of you being here. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next Wednesday, Lord willing. Lord willing, gotta say that. All right, bye, y'all.